Welcome back to Sims Complete. I'm your host, Matt Sims, alongside Phil Sims. Big guy. We got a lot of fun things to discuss, but first of all, let's do a little check-in real quick. How you doing, big guy? Good to see you, man.
I'm doing average. That's all you can expect now, this stage of life.
All right. Well, that a boy.
I'm not going, hey, I feel great. I'm gonna live to 100. No, that doesn't happen. But no, I'm enjoying myself.
I mean, you can say that. I don't know. I'm not sure why you're selling yourself short here,
Well, whatever, yes. Well, listen, it's down this. It's what's going to push me early is my kids. What do you think of that, boy?
Is that true? Or your grandkids?
Oh, now grandkids. Yeah, the grandkids. Yeah, they're a handful.
That was a laugh right there, like one of the fathers back from our
yes.
baseball days.
Gary Bergen.
Yeah. I wasn't going to say any names, but okay. Thank you for mentioning that. But either way, big guy, good to see you. I wanted to get a little bit of just your thoughts, though, about the other night, Beacon Theater, right? New York Giants. Oh. You look at you. You're like, where was I? Some bitch. They know where I'm at. The Giants Town Hall at Beacon Theater. Just
yes.
Share with us, how was that evening? Did you have a good time? Yes. Did you eat well? Did you get anything to eat? No,
I did not. Not one thing.
Okay.
The food was kind of laying out, whatever it was. And I go, I don't know what it is. I ain't gonna eat it.
Well, clearly we're not sponsored by the catering company, but either way, how was the Beacon Theater and the Giants Town Hall that night?
Well, first and foremost, kind of sitting in the room waiting to go on. Most of the Giant players, there was quite a few. I'm gonna say there was at least 20 there or whatever.
Right.
And you just sit there, and I just kind of go now and go, damn, they're big. I mean, it's just amazing.
Yeah.
The size of everybody. I think the most, the most impressive guy was Brian Burns.
Yeah.
Man, he's tall, big, and I mean, he is built. He's prototype, Hall of Fame body or whatever you want to say.
Right. Yeah.
And we didn't really get a chance to talk. I just said hi to him, and he was very accommodating, very nice,
really good dude.
Kind of the leader of the team. If he's not, Jackson Dart, of course, as a quarterback, can be a great leader. But Brian Burns is going to be the leader of that defense. I feel pretty strongly in that.
Yeah, I agree.
The whole thing was good. Going out on stage and doing that with Carl Banks and Bob Papa, who was the MC or whatever, and the energy from the crowd. Wow. If the stadium is that way, there's no way the Giants will lose their opening game.
Right.
I mean, it was really, you could feel it, and just the enthusiasm and everything else that goes with it. I didn't get to listen, or didn't get a chance to, I didn't get a chance to listen, but they said when John Harbaugh was out there, he was bringing the crowd into it. The house was going down, so I think he's re-energized.
Yeah.
He can be a different person maybe than he was down in Baltimore. If he wants to, he can change that. And it seems like so far the team and what they're doing, just a lot of energy, a lot of hope, and, great. I almost want to say to some people, man, let's settle down a little here. Just a little. Am I right? Do you feel everywhere I go? Hey, what do you think about the Giants? I mean, it's no negative.
Well, you feel like how Parcells feel before the '86 Super Bowl, right? Of like, hey, how now? We're practicing too good. Save it for the game. That's how you feel right now going into the season, which is amazing.
Isn't that you brought up a good story there, that Parcells, who was the ultimate, by God, we're going to practice, and this is the most important thing we've ever done in our life today. And then we're in practice, and I throw a pass away. He goes, all right, that's it. Hold this, don't leave it. Oh, you could hear that he was nervous about it.
Yeah.
It
was too good. Yeah.
I've forgotten that story. It was too good and everything. The first day we went on the field, not to get in this nostalgia crap, but we had like a real fight on the field.
Yeah.
The first day of practicing for the Super Bowl. And I go, wow, man, we're in trouble.
We're fired up.
Guys are fighting. It's Monday. And I think it was Monday. And who do you think was in the middle of that?
The fight on Monday. Man, I mean, it's got to be a few different characters, but I'll just say, is LT one of them?
No, LT would never.
No. Okay. All right. Who was
going to fight him? So that was.
That's a good point. Yeah. Who was it?
Jim Burt.
Oh, of course. Yeah. All right.
There you go.
I was going to get to him eventually, but I wasn't sure if it was somebody else. But yeah, Jim Burt, that sounds par for the course.
Yeah. It was.
And what was it about? Just
Jim
whatever. Being Jim.
I'm going to practice harder than you practice. Sometimes even when you go really hard, you still want to kind of, let's keep it in this danger zone, keep it out of that danger zone. And I'm sure Jim crossed it right away.
Yeah.
That's it. That's him. So,
how many conversations now have you had with Coach Harbaugh since getting the job?
Really no conversations, just quick scene, talk about a few things, and that's it. So every time I've seen 1, 2, maybe 3 times, all real quick, but he's got a smile and the energy.
Yeah.
And he's like, damn, coach, settle down. It's a long year. But no, really, it just his personality. And, I did it. I saw him many times out in Baltimore. I don't know if I ever saw this guy. So
really? Yeah. So elaborate on that a little bit more. Like what is it that's changed or shifted, right? Since the Harbaugh from Baltimore to now being a New York Giant.
Well, even in Baltimore, he was good with us as doing the games. Sometimes you had to just keep going and try to drag it out of him.
Right. Okay.
In other words, whatever. And now, it's Mr. I can feel the positivity around him and everything like that. His smile and his energy just through the whole building and the people. I mean, it's and all the people that work there. I saw them all a week before last, and going through there, and man, everybody they're all excited.
That's awesome.
Secretary's upstairs. We're going to win. We're going to do this. So it's I said, it'll settle down though. That's for sure.
Well, it's just really cool though too, because I feel like as football fans, sometimes we lose sight of it, right? We see the fact that the New York Giants are $1 billion company, and the other teams, right? Like the Cowboys, like the Giants, it is a family business, right? It's been a family business for a really long time, and the people that have worked within that facility have been there since you played, right? And even before you.
A lot of them, yes.
Right, a lot of them. And I think that's what's even fun for me when I have the opportunity to walk around, the Giants facility there and to hang out with people. They're just like, let me tell you a story about your father. I'm like, please do. All right, and make it a good one, but it's really fun to see that they've been through a ton of things as a collective football family. And it's awesome that everyone feels this sense of energy and just the rejuvenation of a new coaching staff, and the ability and the hope, right, to kind of think about what takes place in the years to come with this group.
Yeah, too. And I'm saying all these nice, warm things about Harbaugh and all that.
Yeah.
And I even saw an article in the paper after this, but some of the players going, you can't believe what the hell we're doing. And I said, what are you doing? And he goes, well, we got to run and do this. It's going to be the test and run. I go,
yeah.
Well, that's nothing. Well, we've never done that before.
Right.
Okay. Like when you come back for training camp, they're going to really do, the test. Can you, you know what the test is. And if you don't make it, that means you didn't work hard enough or watch what you're eating or whatever. So, we did that every year with the Giants. And man, I got to tell you the truth. Some of those tests, it was right on the edge. One year we had to run 6 220s, and I had to run it like in 28 seconds.
What?
Yeah, no. Maybe it was 29, but it was high 20s.
Yeah.
And, all the DBs and wide receivers just, hey, how's this going, man? And, it was easy for them. I had to go a full-out ass sprint from the first yard to the last. And, poor Jeff Rutledge, who was, quarterback too. I mean, maybe I wasn't the greatest track athlete, but I was better than him.
Yeah, right.
And boy, I don't think he made it. I don't want to get on Jeff here, but he said, what the hell? I can't do this.
We don't want to get on Jeff, but he didn't make it. No big deal. And moving on.
I'm just saying it was it was really, that thing would weigh on my I would be thinking about that damn test for at least a month before I went to Man, and there were a couple of nights, Matt.
Yeah.
At about 10 o'clock, I said, I'm going to go for a run, Dana. And she goes, what? Yeah, I'll be back. I got to run.
Yeah, right. Got to run off the stress of running the test here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, well, enough of that. Let's get into some good stuff. What else?
All right. Well, I mean, listen, and also too, I love the fact of I don't want to get into a story that's irrelevant. Listen, that's a very relevant story right now because it is your 40th anniversary right, of your Super Bowl there with the 86 team. Look at you. You're like, oh, I didn't know that. Bullshit. You know it. All right. Your whole schedule, right, for the next whole few months is booked up because we got to celebrate that 86 team, man.
Man, I'll tell you what, we're wearing that we've been wearing that out for many years. Oh, it's 10 years, 20 years, 30. Well, we don't know what year it is, but hell, let's have another celebration.
Let's do it. And I think also too, you downplay a little bit of just the impact, right, that your Super Bowl had, right, especially with the New York Giants family, right, and just the fan base in general. I mean, that was the first true world championship, right, first Lombardi trophy, right, for a very storied franchise. So that's where, unfortunately for you, big guy, you got to smile through it because you did change the franchise forever.
Once we get together, what's funny, and all these years later, 40 years, the same culprits will be doing the same thing that they did in the locker room back in 1986. And that's the one thing I've learned about all these gatherings.
Yeah.
Nothing's changed. Everybody is still the same damn person.
Right.
I mean, Jim Burt's going to be grabbing people and, whatever. He's doing his thing. Bart Oates,
he's the best.
Yeah, he's great.
He's the best. I love
great
talking
leader.
to him.
Man, one of the best leaders ever.
Yeah.
And, he had to listen to me, man. And, when you're the center, that wasn't like a great job.
Yeah, you're right.
Phil, they're bringing in an extra DB. Hey, shut up. No kidding. Wow, 3rd and 10. They got an extra DB.
Yeah. He was trying. He was doing his best.
No,
I mean, he
did
stuck
it
between a rock and a hard place between you and Parcells. So I get it, man. Yeah.
But he always had a running, thing going about the sideline. Here comes 2 DBs in, Phil. It's just, it was every play. And, the huddle, he'd be standing out of the huddle looking, whatever. So, but Bart, great dude. You got to see him in action.
Right.
Pretty quick on his feet. And, I don't know if you really want to get into that kind of war with him sometimes.
I mean, he's definitely the guy that's going to finish it. There's no doubt about it, right? Yeah. Or at least he's going to make you question whether or not you want to continue with this whole process, But
that's right.
I do appreciate that part of him, and also why I could see why he was a very good yin to your yang, back when you guys were teammates together. Big guy from the town hall night too. Was there anyone in particular from the 86 team that you saw there that you haven't seen in a while that you're really pumped to see again in person? Or, really just anyone in general that you were excited to connect with in person again?
No, really didn't.
No. I actually wasn't happy to see any of those son of bitches.
No, I just didn't have a chance. I didn't meet anybody. I met Carl Banks. Him and I went out and talked together.
Right.
So
right.
That was really the only person I got a chance to talk to.
Yeah.
I mean, there were a lot of people, but I think Carl and I were the only players from years ago that were there. I can't remember seeing anybody else.
Well, actually, let's talk about that a little bit too, because I feel like I've kind of had some more opportunities to hang around Carl more often these past few years, especially working with SiriusXM, with Bob Papa, hanging out at Giants camp. Running into him, realizing too that Carl is just like a massive human being, and I can only imagine what he was like. Honestly, it's interesting with everyone talking about the way Arvell Reese looks. It's kind of like, well, yeah, damn, this is what Carl Banks looked like at the edge there for this Giants defense. But just talk a little bit about his impact on the team as a leader, as a player, and of course, he gets overshadowed by one of the greatest to ever do it in LT.
Right.
But damn, I mean, he's higher up on that list than I think a lot of people really understand and give him credit for.
Well, one, he's a big dude. So he's every bit of 6'4", really long arms, just, has the body to be an NFL pass rusher, outside linebacker, whatever you want. But I think, one, he was fast. And the other thing was how nimble he was. And what I mean by nimble, he could contort and do anything. He's out of position. He just take his arm and swatch it, and there they go down.
Right.
It was really amazing. And he should be in the Hall of Fame if you really look at the way he played, but nobody's going to do that. And he's not the kind of guy, he's surely in hell won't go, I haven't gotten any information like he's having a campaign trying to get in the Hall of Fame. He's just that's not the way he is.
I think that's very common from your team in general too, and probably because a little bit of like being in the Parcells world, you guys are really do a poor job of celebrating each other and yourselves a little bit, but that's okay. That's a whole nother thing. But keep going.
But you're right. Lawrence Taylor was over there, but his play and two, the Super Bowl 40 years ago.
Yeah.
That's why I keep saying, why don't they give out an MVP for a defensive player?
Yeah.
And because if there was ever an argument for that, it would have been him in that game.
Yeah.
He wasn't good. He wasn't great. He was off the charts. He just made every play. If he had a chance to make the play, it was 100%. He didn't miss that chance. Right. Covered receivers down the field, all over the quarterback, great run stopper. And John Madden did a great job.
The goal line stand, right? But yeah, you're right. Madden did an awesome job.
Well, he just said, if you're going to run outside against the Giants, don't try. They got Lawrence Taylor, and then, and John Madden even said it, maybe the best linebacker in the NFL right now, Carl Banks.
Yeah.
So that was true. If you ever watch the game, you'll go, damn. And poor Denver, the thing is, they knew they couldn't run the ball probably in the game. They just did it every once in a while to maybe try to calm things down. But they put everything on John Elway, who played really well.
Right.
But they could not run the ball at all. The goal line stands, big third downs, special plays that they had. This plays really going to be good. Oh, they didn't do anything because whatever. One of the linebackers or pass rusher got there and ruined it. So
I mean, God, you got Burt, Marshall, LT, Banks. I mean, God, like reasons. I mean, unbelievable.
Well, reasons. Pepper Johnson.
Right? Yeah.
I think we had 8 linebackers that were all starters. That's not an exaggeration at all.
Yeah, it's really amazing too. It really is.
It kind of goes back to the draft. I think I talked about it and said it. If linebackers is your best group on the field, if the best player is there and, whatever, you draft him and you add on to the good things.
That's right.
Now you got a really good unit that turns into a great unit.
Right.
So, I think about that when I'm doing the draft every year. Don't be afraid. Oh, we got 2 really good wide receivers. Well, I don't think it's going to harm you if you draft the best wide receiver to make that group even better.
Right.
Especially with the injuries and all that happened in the NFL now, it seems more than ever.
Yeah, it's a good point. And I think that's what I get excited for too, for Harbaugh. Like, I think really he sees, of course, just like what made us great, right, as a team. And it seems like he's recreating a sense that same thing again, right, within our franchise. And it's just we've had this discussion too, you and I, like for whatever reason, some programs, high school level, college, right, the pros, there's always like this theme. We were talking about a high school the other day, and I was just like, no matter what, they just don't care about their quarterback position. They just don't give a damn about it, right? Yeah. But like they still win. They're still successful. They win in spite the fact that they think that that's a meaningless position within their school, right? So we always laugh when like, oh, they're going to go play there. It's like, why? They don't care about that position. But it's like the same with the Giants too. Like whenever the Giants are successful and competitive, they're toughest on the offensive defensive lines, great linebacker play, great defensive line play, and they're usually really physical and can run the football decently well. And, and here's Harbaugh again. It's like recreating a very similar theme, right, to our team, right, that has taken place in our successful years.
Yeah, I mean, it's a remake of, the teams that have won Super Bowls.
That's right.
They're going to be able to run the ball. I'll be very surprised if they can't. Oh, the one guy I said hi to was Cam Scatterboot. So that was one.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he kind of, I know you don't know me. I think I know you. But even though the meeting was very quick, when it was over, I went, wow, he's just kind of what I thought he was.
He's a cool dude. Yeah.
He's cool, and you don't know what the hell he's going to say. And just his whole body language is pretty amazing. And,
he's got an energy to him. When you're around him, you could tell there's like, this guy's a little different than everybody else here in this room. Yeah.
No doubt. Really good. And, let's be honest. So is Jackson Dart. He's different for a quarterback.
Right.
I shouldn't say that. I don't mean it in a bad way at all. He just has a great he has that air about him too.
Mm-hmm.
But everybody knows he's the man. The players even say it, which is pretty interesting. And they got a backup that perpetuates it even further, I think, in Jameis Winston. Well, Jameis, he wouldn't like this, but he might be the best type of backup quarterback in the NFL for the team, but especially for the quarterback in front of him.
I think at this point in his career too, I think that, maybe a few years ago, he wouldn't have been as accepting of that, right? Like label, I think, but now he would like truly embrace that, because I think he understands too, just the importance of that role, right? The bigger picture of being a part of the team, being in that locker room and making an impact. So I think he's someone that really has gotten to that point of his career for appreciating that.
And all the times he has played, of course, now he's doing what he is, a backup, backup quarterback. But he knows and feels and what's right to say to Jackson Dart, how to treat him and all this other stuff, and when to speak up for him, So, it's a great mix, for sure.
Well, Big Guy, I think that was a good little we did our best. We didn't get too deep into Town Hall. We'll revisit that a little bit, because of course, I enjoy it too with Bob Papa. I know Bob Papa is, I know him as the professional. And of course, he's been in this business for a very long time. But there's also an aspect of like, you saw like the 10-year-old Bob Papa on stage with you, and I think that's what's really cool too. Like, Bob absolutely gets lit up when he talks about just some of the great Giants teams, the history of it, of course, your 86 team and what that meant. So I always enjoy seeing that aspect of him, right? From working alongside with him, and then him asking you questions. I could just see his joy, right? Being there in person with you guys. But
Matt, he is part of the team.
That's right.
He's part of the success or the failures.
Yeah.
And we had Dick Lynch was Bob Papa years ago.
Right.
And he lived and died with every game.
Right.
And if we won, 11, you could feel it, that it meant so much to him. And that was, even the scouts and everybody that kind of followed our team during training camp, we'd see them every once in a while during the season. They make their appearances and give out their information or whatever. Just, you could even feel it with them too, which was really cool.
Yeah, that's really neat. Well, let's take a weird turn here. Big Phil wants to talk about the Cleveland Browns.
Well, I want to talk about the quarterback situation. I think it's really interesting.
I know. So, we were talking about
you laughed. You said it. You want to do what?
Well, let's talk about the Cleveland Browns quarterback situation.
Well, it's going to be when they go to training camp, there'll be national reporters there every day. Well, Deshaun Watson missed 3 passes today.
Yeah, right.
I mean, they'll overanalyze it, and they keep track of the damn numbers, which, smack me in the head. I don't want to hear it. It's like the pro day workout. Well, he hit 27 or 30 today. Well, no shit. It was on air.
Yeah.
I could throw him underhand and hit 27 or 30.
Right.
But it's interesting. And my first thought about it is just this. This is why Deshaun Watson. Okay. Mm-hmm. I know he's been out of football, the injuries, I understand, and all that. But if he doesn't win the starting job, I'll say to Deshaun, it's over. Okay. If you can't win this starting job with your experience and hopefully your talent, you're well enough to show what you got, then it's over. Then that's it. That's my first thought.
Yeah.
Then you're going against Shedeur Sanders, Dylan Gabriel, and Taylen Green.
Yeah.
Who they drafted, who I liked him a lot.
Yeah, right.
So just to throw it in there.
Right.
If you look at it, this competition, of course, is going to be Shedeur Sanders. And, Dylan Gabriel, when he played in preseason and during the season, good decision maker, really accurate throwing the football. But I thought his size did hurt him. Mm-hmm. And if you're going to play him, you need to change the offense a little bit for him where he has a better chance to even have more success.
Right.
But overall, I thought his play was definitely okay. I mean,
I thought it was good too. I mean, listen, I think both Shedeur and Dylan actually played very similar to each other. Just I think because of people wanting Shedeur to kind of win that race, it just seemed like a lot of people were always saying that, he was the better of the two, out of the situation. But, there was a no-win situation either for Dylan Gabriel last year because it seemed like everyone was just waiting right, for the opportunity of Shedeur getting out there at some point. But,
Yeah,
it was pretty messy last year. Really messy,
looking at that group,
Yeah.
Taylen Green, the quarterback from Arkansas, 6'6". I think he was 6'6". That's what he measured at, something, 225 pounds, moves well. Think he throws the ball okay. But, man, he's the guy, if you tweak him just a little, he could be good, really good.
Right.
And I'm hoping to get a chance to go down and watch North Carolina practice here sometime in the month of June.
Mm-hmm.
And the offensive coordinator for that, or the head coach or whatever, the offensive coordinator of Arkansas, he's down there right now.
Right.
So Bobby Petrino should tell you who it is.
Yeah.
So Coach Petrino, just to hear what he said about him, and apparently just the first look that everybody had of him in whatever camp they were having, rookie camp or whatever, was like, oh, wow. Yeah. Right. Oh, wow was the thing to say. So guys like him, they either hit it big or just that's it.
That's right.
They can't climb that ladder. What do you think, real quick, about all that?
Yeah, I mean, I think you brought up a really good point when we were talking about this privately, and I want you to elaborate a little bit more on it. But just the impact of a guy like Todd Monken on this quarterback room, right, and his experience. I mean, just kind of share with us why you think that's so impactful, especially for this particular quarterback room that has a star that once was, that's kind of recapturing it, two guys that potentially have the ability to be a star, and then a really, really young, raw football player that, man, he definitely has a very high ceiling. Like, what's a coach like Todd Monken going to bring to the table to help Cleveland's offense in this quarterback room, you think?
To help the team. Toughness, like really toughness. I think he's going to be very not hard, strict, or we're going to do what we're supposed to do and not going to like, oh, that's okay.
Right.
I mean, that's what I'm taking right from just reading the articles down there and seeing him and kind of knowing what he's about too. I think he is a tough guy. You followed him close in college. He had great success. And he's now going to be able to really implement his personality and who he is on this team, where he really couldn't do that down in Baltimore. Not to the way that he's going to do this right now.
Yeah.
And his handling of the quarterbacks, he's going to be rough. Let's say, by God, there's the read, throw the damn thing. You didn't see it. Well, do that a couple more times and we'll see where that ends up. But I just think he has that personality about him. And he's been waiting on this for a long time.
No doubt.
He's finally got it. And, I'm sure he was behind Taylen Green being drafted late in the draft. I think 6th round or 7th. I think it was 6th.
I'm not exactly sure. Let me double check here. But yeah, keep going, big guy.
It doesn't matter. Just the fact that he saw him and goes, oh, this is going to fit somewhat. We can help him a little bit.
Yeah.
And he's going to fit into what I want our quarterback to be. He wants him to be somewhat mobile, which all of them are. And probably the least mobile of all of them is Dylan Gabriel. And as far as that, but yeah, to be able to do all that, to run a little bit at the quarterback position, to move in the pocket, and of course, most of all, throw the ball with great accuracy and decision making, which everybody wants. But I just think he has a chance to really put his stamp on this football team during training camp, during off season, whatever. And not to get into it, but their draft, I mean, come on, that was ridiculous.
Yeah.
It really was. So this is another interesting thing to follow with Cleveland. Just talking about their draft picks, the new coach who's going to run a different offense and going to hold the players. Stefanski, nothing against him. Good coach, good design and playmaker that way. But I think Todd Monken's really going to, make what's the word for it? Be somewhat very strict on the players on what they expect from them. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. And of course, like with Stefanski, at the end of that tenure there of course is just it's the message falls a little flat, right? It gets a little like we've heard this before, right? We know that the door is kind of closing on him on the way out here. Okay. And now, of course, Todd Monken comes in and, hey, rejuvenated, a lot of energy, something to prove. I mean, and also it's like it's pretty cool too. Like, he's a guy that really, what are the realistic chances of someone like him at his age getting hired to be a first-time head coach? Wow. Very minimal, right? And like that's the facts too. And I think that's also another reason why, like, he's got a little piss and vinegar when you hear him talk, because he's like, yep, I might not be a head coach ever again, but God damn it, we're going to go down swinging. And that's what I like about it, right? That's why I get excited for them too. Like, and I agree. Like, I like Stefanski. I think he's a hell of a coach. I think it's a good fit for Atlanta for what they're doing right now, right? We were always pretty supportive of him. But I do think that Monken brings a little bit of an edginess to him.
No doubt.
Right? That'll play into the Cleveland team a little bit better, like Harbaugh and Dayball, that situation, how Harbaugh will bring that same type of edginess as well, right, to the New York Giants football team.
Yeah, and I followed his career just by accident, really, Todd Monken. And, and all the time and all the great offenses he was running and how they were having success. I remember going, I wonder why he doesn't get a head job. There must be something that we don't know.
Yeah.
And the answer is there was nothing. It's just maybe they didn't like the way he looked or this or that.
He was a little older and it had zero sex appeal as far as the hiring. I mean, that's really like what it comes like. That was the politics, I feel like, of that.
Oh,
because if you just put them in like a blind room and said, interview these three guys, I would think that Todd Monken most of the time is going to interview better than other coaches just from his experience, like just from that alone. And he's been with, all right. So he was most recently with Harbaugh, but then he was with Kirby Smart and covering college football and being a little bit more cued into with just like what it's like to be in George's facility, especially with my relationship with Derek Dooley. It's not for the faint of heart. So,
no.
So the fact that like he's a tough guy originally already, and he was with a part of two programs that were, never shied away from conflict. I would say that he's pretty prepped to be a head coach at the NFL level.
Now was he with Saban ever? I don't think he was.
That's a good question. I want to say that it's like they were right around each other.
Yeah, they were. Yeah.
I don't think that they ever crossed paths. Let me see.
Yeah. I don't know why I brought it up. I just thought about it.
No, they were never together, but they have been competitors multiple times. But they were never together.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? You're right. The energy,
yep.
The draft picks, the youth, the quarterback situation, if it comes through a little bit for them, yep. Cleveland's going to have a solid year. I know people say all this stuff. I listen, but I just can't see them. They revamped the whole damn team.
Right.
That's what I look at. So this is, let's understand and build what I want accomplished as a football team. Todd Monken says this, knowing that he's building probably for the next year after this one.
Yeah.
But man, to really set the table and get people excited, the fan base, the players, whatever, management, the owner, geez. You got a lot of people. You got to
the owner.
Yeah, there's a lot of people there. You got to make happy, man. And it's been a long time in Cleveland, and there it is, Cleveland. I don't know. The stadium's out in the middle of nowhere. Why'd you build the damn stadium on the water?
Have you seen the new stadium they're building though?
I've seen some mock-ups early. It's been a while. I'm sure it's going to be unbelievable.
It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. It's wild. Like. I'm sorry, Jerry. Just knock down Jerry Worlds now, all right? Because you just can't compete with what's coming here. Like, Cleveland is unbelievable, the setup that they're going to have.
God, I might look at it. Yeah, when's it going to open up? Another, 2 years?
Phil, that's just too logical of a question to ask me. I can't answer that at the moment. But still, like, it's a whole village. They're building essentially a football city around the Browns. That's what it's coming down to.
But, that's what everybody's doing. When they get these stadiums, they do it. They're copying. I'm just saying this. They're copying the New England Patriots.
Right.
Literally built a town around the outside of the stadium.
Yeah. Right.
And then the Dallas Cowboys and their practice facility and everything. There's a lot of stuff around there.
Yeah.
And who owns it? Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah.
So it's the new thing to do. Chicago, I bet they do the same thing. They're going to build a dome and build around it, and
it's pretty cool.
Yeah,
and I want to say too that I forget who was actually speaking on the behalf of just like the Cleveland Browns. It might have been the mayor of Cleveland or someone within their legislature, but they were talking about how like it's going to give an opportunity for, I think, almost like 500,000 jobs, right, at this within this village. Like it's going to be that big of an opportunity to provide for the local community on top of that. So
yeah,
pretty special.
Yeah, I'm not going to get into all the stadiums, but the NFL, if they had their way, I think would like everybody to be a dome stadium with the retractable roof. That would be the best.
Yeah.
And
I mean, there's definitely a side of me too that's like, Cleveland indoors, like, I don't know, like it's not much of a dog pound, when it's all comfortable inside here, but still.
Yeah. You're right. But I would say this about the Giants, the Mara family, they believe in an open stadium.
Yeah.
And Wellington Mara said football is meant to be played outside.
Right.
So I don't know if they'll be changing that there any day soon. I don't think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. The only team I think the league has said they want the Miami Dolphins to build it, to dome it somehow.
Right.
Miami, it seems like every time they have a Super Bowl, it's like amazing. Everybody that we know is going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Last year going to San Francisco, whatever. Nobody.
Right.
But Miami? Oh, you mean we can play
see there?
do that?
Yeah.
It's
well, Miami always falls in trouble too with like I feel like they always have lightning and thunder warnings, right? Like all the time, So there's always delays and stuff like that, even at prime time. So that's something to keep in mind. But
I told you I played down there in '93 in the last preseason game.
That's right. Yeah.
It was pouring rain, and I went, "Oh man," but the ball snapped to me, and I go, "Oh damn, that felt the ball."
Yeah.
The humidity, even though it's raining, was so easy to throw the football. And I laughed. And I said, "Yeah, I'm losing respect for Dan Marino."
Yeah. I thought Dan was good. It's just this Miami humidity that's making it.
It is unbelievable how the football felt. It was great, but oh well. But yeah, I don't want to see Giant Stadium domed ever. I want the quarterbacks. I need some more win. I want them to suffer too.
And don't worry. I mean, listen.
Suffering.
Absolutely. And it's not like it's the same fall that it once was when you were playing. These guys don't have to worry about rough weather until January, so it's good.
Well, yeah, you're right. It's changed. I said something to Eli. I was doing one of the Giant games, and I said, "So Eli, I don't know. It's like week 7 or 8."
Yeah.
I said, how are you adjusting to the wind? And he goes, "Well, I've never played in any wind," or something like that. I went, "What?"
Right.
I was like upset. Like, what? You're not playing in the wind? Oh, but yeah,
I know.
Right. It just changed. The weather is now that wind that we saw in November, December is coming around, and like you said, February and March. It's just that's the way it is. So
it is. Those damn greenhouse gases, Phil. They get you.
Everything gets me.
All right.
Let's do real quick. Let's do a couple. I'm taking your
you have 3 minutes and then I'm leaving. Okay.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Let's go. JJ McCarthy.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you think? Kyler Murray. What's your thoughts here?
Start Kyler, see what happens, and then JJ comes in and saves the day. But you can't start JJ because it's only a matter of time before everyone says, just give me Kyler, and then there's no coming back from that, I think. So you got to start Kyler, make him the commitment right now, give something JJ to chase after. And then if it's his time, it makes him that much more, I feel like, comfortable in this situation instead of the other way around.
Absolutely. Coming in relief is going to be a lot easier than starting and having that with you. Yeah. Everything you said, I wrote down, so to hell with it. I won't even talk about it.
Well, you wrote it down because I said it originally, but yes, okay.
Yeah, well, maybe. No. Oh, no, I heard it on TV. Christopher was talking about it today, I think.
Oh, my God. You gave your other son credit to that comment? Unbelievable. That's a typical father thing.
Is he? What do you mean a typical father?
I'm just busting your chops. Relax. All right, here we go.
You can't hurt my feeling. You didn't get that. Okay. Hey, Brendan Sorsby.
Yep.
If he has to go to the supplemental draft, where he loses his case and can't stay and play at Texas Tech this year.
Yeah.
What round would you think he would go in the supplemental draft?
Ooh, I feel like the majority of quarterbacks that have been in the supplemental draft that have had somewhat of a career, most notably maybe recently is like a guy like Terrell Pryor, second, third round, that type of situation.
Well,
I don't.
yeah.
You go ahead.
Well, I think when you're in the supplemental draft, you're always going to fall farther down than you would have.
Right.
Because some of the teams that would have wanted you have already filled all the gaps, and so you're out there. So that'll be interesting to see. I
like the talent a lot. You know that I like the player tremendously. You and I remember, specifically telling you a few months ago when he was transferring to Texas Tech. I said, this is the guy that you have to watch out for. I said, this is the guy that could have a year that really does propel him into a first round type of conversation because he's big, he's strong, he makes a lot of good throws, throws it well on the move. So there's a ton of stuff to really like about the player. And of course, when all the other things, played out for him, still believe in the person of the player to continue to become what, of course, his dream is in the NFL. But there's no doubt that he's not as protected or going to be looked upon in the same light, especially with that position, right? To probably half the league in general, just off of that, right? You would think that at least 15 teams are going to be like, nope, we can't even just take a flyer on someone with this type of background.
Yeah, I actually went through teams that could take him or whatever, and I only came up with like 3 or 4 that I call, oh, maybe they would. Right. I have it written down here somewhere, but of course I can't see it right now. I don't have my glasses on. I don't care. So that's just kind of my thought. I think he'll, if he does go in it, I'm gonna say probably I'm gonna say 5th round.
Yeah,
I think he's gonna go late. I will say this about him. I watched 2 games this morning of him.
Mm-hmm.
Changes the arm, good arm power. He has easy power. He doesn't have to gear up to throw the ball 40 yards down the field or across. He can just stand there and casually. He can whip the ball. He's kind of a handsy thrower.
Yeah.
But, solid runner, like you said, goes through progressions. Man, there was a lot of stuff.
I know that. And that's why I said to you, I said, just keep an eye on him, because I really did think that he was a guy that can go from being, an unknownish type of player to being a first round caliber guy, just because of what I saw on film from him.
Yeah. He's mobile, 6'3", 235. I mean, man, that's good stuff. Last thing, you turned me on. I did it real quick. Drake Lindsey of the University of Minnesota.
Wow. I got you really doing some deep dives here.
Well, hell, I'm bored to death. I need to do it. 6'5", 230.
Yeah.
And I didn't even realize I didn't write it. Should have written it down. Is he going to be a senior? I don't know.
No. So he just got done last year with his redshirt freshman year. Last year was his first real year starting.
Okay.
And he's an NFL quarterback.
Oh, there's no doubt about that.
He's an NFL quarterback. And that's where I get excited too, because he's a guy that, we're going to be talking about a lot of other names, right, coming up, right, for this upcoming season. He's definitely someone to me that really can play the game at a very high level as a true just drop back quarterback. The height in the pocket is a weapon. He's 6'5", but he moves well. He's got good pocket awareness.
He does, moves well, stands in the pocket, and he played under a lot of pressure too.
No doubt. I mean, he was sacked 21 times last year, so there's no doubt about that, right? And of course, being a young football player, I expect those sack numbers to be a little bit higher than normal, right? Especially because Minnesota does play, at times a little bit more of a traditional football style fitting there in the Big Ten, but can throw with touch, can throw with power. Really good accuracy. I feel like he's tough in the pocket too, can make big time throws when people are around him as well. So there's a lot to like, I think, about this kid. And that's why when I caught him on film the other day, immediately shared with you of like, you got to take a look at this guy, because he's someone that we could be talking about here in the near future.
Well, you're right. His potential, if it's tweaked a little bit, it's going to be really good potential. Yeah. I did find my teams: Buffalo, Denver, Detroit, and Tampa Bay. Where teams I look at who they got and I go, man, okay, not looking for that he's going to be the backup, but he can be a really good third right away. And I kind of look at that, some of these.
Well, let's just get through our sophomore year here, Phil, and then we'll.
Yeah, no, I didn't know. I didn't look to see what year he was.
Yeah, but that's the good thing though too. When you watched his film, did he come across as a redshirt freshman?
No.
Right. So that to me is like he's playing a little bit older than his age right now. And even with that, I feel like some of his sacks, like I mentioned, were just because of his youth and not wanting to make a mistake.
Right.
But I really like this kid a lot. I think he's got a lot of talent. I'm definitely going to keep my eye on him moving forward. But the Big Ten, it's pretty interesting. Big Ten, I think, has really done a great job the past few years of like, it's a really good league across the board.
Oh, yeah.
And there's some damn good football players, and the quarterback play for sure, I think, has improved across the league in these past few years. So it's interesting how the Big Ten really, I think, has kind of changed my view as far as like the powers, right, within college football. They're doing a great job as far as the way their league matches the pro level in a lot of ways.
Right. I agree. All right. Well, that's good stuff. Anything else?
That's all I got, Phil.
That's
all I got.
Me too. I emptied the bucket. That's got nothing left. So,
all right. Yeah. Well, hey, he's
all
Phil
good,
Sims. I'm Matt Sims. This is Sims Complete, a part of the Believe Sports Network, brought to you by FanDuel. It's been a minute since I had to say that. As you can see, I was stumbling all over myself. But hey, if you like the show, like and subscribe, comment, and we'll be back with more. But hey, he's Phil Sims. I'm Matt Sims. Thank you so much. We'll see you guys next time.